most disrespected person in America is the black woman.
For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough and The Color Purple are two works that have enhanced our understanding of the importance of black feminism. Creators of these works, Ntozake Shange and Alice Walker, respectively, now have seen their works of literature transform into film. Initially performed as a stage choreopoem, For Colored Girls, as a television film, shares the stories of 7 black women in New York City who confront oppression in a society that devalues them. The Color Purple, originally a novel, has been translated into an award-winning film that retells the story of the hardships and oppression black women in rural southern Georgia receive. Intersectionality, defined as the inseparable, multifaceted connection between forms of oppression, is at the heart of oppression against the characters. These film adaptations advance black feminist ideology because they feature black women suffering from the intersectionality of hierarchical classism and sexism. One scene in For Colored Girls, titled Somebody Almost Walked Away with All My Stuff, features the theme of black women lacking ownership and pride over their bodies when in relationships with men. Gathered around a picnic table, the other ladies support the lady in red's anger, who says,
"This is a woman's trip."
The lady in red wants him to appreciate all of who she is, her physicality, her intelligence, and her spirit. Her man's position in the hierarchy doesn't want her to express these parts of herself, but she goes against it anyway. She claims back ownership of who she is and demands that he respects this. The lady in red is proud in this scene.
This is some delicate leg and some whimsical kiss I got to have.
She is proud of her voice as she takes an assertive stance against the man that society treats above her in a hierarchy. The lady in red combats classist and sexist stigma as an oppressive hierarchical force against her. Similarly, Cilly's relationship with the dominant Albert emphasizes the classist stigma of black women as below black men in hierarchy. Albert abuses his power as man of the house to separate Cilly and her sister. Weekly, Albert forces Cilly to shave him, an act that exemplifies Cilly as a black woman subservient to her husband or otherwise master. However, Cilly comes to appreciate her intersectionality in the scene when Mr. calls Cilly out for being skinny, ugly, poor, and a woman. Cilly states in defiance,
"But dear God, I'm here."
She doesn't care about how society views her womanhood because in spirit, she has come to accept her intersectionality as liberating rather than oppressive. Cilly and the lady in red exemplify black women that become empowered by their class status and gender identities, allowing them to appreciate their intersectionality in a hierarchical oppressive world.
All my life I had to fight.
Character Sophia, in The Color Purple, also fights against classist and sexist views about her intersectionality in a systemically racist hierarchical South. She defies the stereotype of black women serving as maids of white families by declining the mayor's wife's request to work for her, claiming, "Hell no." It is pivotal to notice how Sophia asserts her blackness and womanhood to upset this classist hierarchy against her. Sophia's punishment for hitting the mayor, a white person in authority, is that the town attacks her and forces her to serve his family anyway. Hierarchical society views Sophia's class and womanhood as reason to subjugate her to the job title of maid. The town of predominantly white men gives her a crude, vengeful punishment for objecting white authority. Here, intersectionality gives into Sophia's hierarchical oppression. Important to note, these films depict white and black men trying to emphasize the black female's class and womanhood as lower than theirs. I Used to Live in the World entitles a scene in For Colored Girls where the lady in blue exclaims,
"I used to be in the world, a woman in the world."
She states that regular beauty and a smile in the streets is a setup. This begs the question, a setup for what? The lady in blue feels that black men degrade her womanhood, making her go unnoticed in her small world of 6 blocks of Harlem.
Hey, bitch! Hey, mama, come over here.
These black men who curse at this woman further the intersectional oppression against black women that the lady in blue is angry about. Their disrespect and misogyny towards the lady in blue and other black female characters in the scene recreates a familiar narrative of how black men use sexist language to classify women as beneath them.
To the world. Then I moved to Harlem for the setup. 6 blocks of cruelty piled up on itself. A tunnel closing.
The films The Color Purple and For Colored Girls showcase the oppression of black women against their class and gender-based intersectionality in a hierarchical context. Black and white men and women have contributed to this trickle-down classist and sexist stigma against the black female group. The ladies in For Colored Girls and Sophia and Cilly in The Color Purple acknowledge and fight against their oppression. These films contribute to the larger movement of Black feminism that seeks to disassemble classism and sexism as two of many forms of oppression against Black women.